There are things that I can do in the safety of working with Anthony that I never got to experience as an actor before. I feel like I can fly.
Hello and welcome to the Awardist. I'm Kristen Baldwin from Entertainment Weekly, and I'm thrilled to be joined by the Emmy-nominated stars and producers of ABC's Blackish, Anthony Anderson and Tracee Ellis Ross. Welcome and thanks so much for joining us. Well, Blackish earned 6 nominations, including Outstanding Comedy Series and Lead Actor and Lead Actress for you. Congratulations. What does it mean for you guys to have this recognition as you go into the show's final season?
It's like some good wind under the sails.
Good wind under the sails?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good. It's a great way to start our finale season with Emmy nominations, not only for ourselves, more importantly for the show.
Yeah, really. It feels like a very special way to walk into the beginning of the end.
People are energized. When you have ideas and the support of the people, no opponent, no matter how much money they have, can stop you. An inspirational candidate can ignite the will of the voters, fulfilling the true promise of democracy.
You almost had me there. True promise of democracy. That's good, Bo.
So I loved the beginning of season 7, the 2-part election special, including the animated episode where Dre runs for Congress. What interested you guys about doing an animated episode?
Honestly, the idea came from my fear of COVID.
I'm glad you said it because I don't know what you were going to answer, but I was going to say it was Tracee. Tracee didn't want to come to work with anybody, and she bought us some time by coming up with this great idea about having an animated start to the season.
Yeah.
And so that's how we came about.
That's how we came up with that. Yeah, I was really scared. I'm still really scared of COVID. And it was a great idea, and it was really fun. It bought us some time. We had been doing the show for 6 years, and we had figured out so much sort of ease and spaces for joy while being so efficient, because our show runs like a well-oiled machine. So at the beginning of the season, it was awkward. You know, like one of my favorite things is hair and makeup in the morning with our entire cast in the hair and makeup trailer, and we lost that. Yeah. Now we're all in separate trailers. We never see each other really until we end up on stage. Yeah. But the truth is that the chemistry that we had developed, and you know, we're a family by now, like between our crew and our cast, all of us, it kind of worked. We found our way.
No. I've never asked this question to Tracee. How did you end up with the entire hair and makeup trailer?
Oh, yeah. Okay, so they brought in other hair and makeup trailers, and then the hair and makeup trailers where we used to do hair and makeup, somehow I am alone in there.
Which sits 8. 8 full-grown, full-size men. And for some reason, Tracee has the entire trailer to herself now.
I'll tell you why. They gave me the option to be in the fancy little trailers like you guys are in.
No.
You're fancy.
You have the fancy one.
No, Anthony. Mine doesn't have that little couch in it.
We have a full-size bed. You have a deluxe California king with down comforters.
No, it's not true. My trailer's a hair and makeup trailer. They have those fancy little trailers.
We have a double banger.
Yeah, but you have those, it's all the fancy schmance. They said I could have that. I was like, no, I want open space. And we can only, even in the middle of the winter when it's cold, all the doors are open and I have fans running. Because we know air circulation is one of the keys to not getting COVID.
And all I have to say is it takes 2 Teamsters just to service and move her trailer, where it takes 1 to move 4 of ours. That's all I'm going to say.
That's all he's going to say. Fine. It's fine. And you know what? I feel comfortable.
Well, in part 1, which was not animated, Tracee, you were excellent as the personification of the 1965 Voting Rights Act. How do you get in the right headspace to play her?
It's a very interesting question. Yeah. I did a lot of preparatory work. I definitely dove very deep. It was a lot of research. Google, I don't know if you've ever heard of it, but it's a great place to find information. And you know, hair had a big part in it.
And that's why you're nominated yet again.
It's my research.
For an Emmy.
It's my research. That's what people say. That Tracee, she can research. Yeah. Nobody's business.
That Tracee can Google like no other.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
So let's talk about some standout episodes this season, some of the work. So first, episode 7, Babes in Boyland, where Dre and Bo discover that Diane has a secret Instagram account. That's a great, fun episode. Tracee, I believe this is the one you're choosing to submit. Can you tell me a little bit about the episode and what you love about it?
One of the things I love about the episode is it's typical Blackish DNA that we go in something one way, thinking we're going to be having an episode about a Finsta account, a fake Instagram account, but we really are dealing with gender norms and sort of the binary way that we as parents parent our girls and boys differently. And so I thought it was a really interesting and fun episode. And then, of course, you know, the conclusion is that we decide to punish them evenly, which I thought was really cute. And it was a really fun episode. There's nothing better than being stupid with Anthony. It's one of the reasons I love my job so much. And one should know, directors should know. And if they don't know now, they usually know when they come. Mm-hmm. You're not going to have to tell me and Anthony to dial it down.
Never.
To dial it up.
Never.
Never dial it up. It's always, you know, we're going to start at a 10. And if you don't say anything, it's going to get bigger.
It's going to go to about a 15.
It's going to go to a 15. And that scene when we punish them was just really joyful.
Anthony, another great episode is What About Gary, where Dre tries to give Bo's white cousin Gary a crash course in the Black experience. And I believe this is maybe the one you're submitting.
I believe it is.
Tell us about this episode and what you love about it.
I love that Anthony, as Dre, get to try to teach a white man about our culture and about who I am and what works and what does not work. And how, you know, he was invited to the picnic and he's no longer invited to the picnic. I think that's the fun stuff that we get to do on this show. Turn a little something on its ear and have fun with it without being offensive and still being inclusive. And it's like, maybe this isn't for you, but this is how we do it. And I forget the actor's name who plays Gary.
Rob Hubel.
Right,
That's exactly right.
Yeah, he's a talented actor.
He really is.
Yeah, and you know, not that we don't get talented actors on our show, but he really understands our timing, and he stepped right into it, and we had a great time.
So that's how redlining prevented black people from even participating in the greatest accumulation of wealth in American history?
That's right.
See, they didn't teach us that in school.
Huh.
They taught us that every American had the same opportunity.
Well, that's what they wanted you to think. Because if black people were responsible for our own oppression, then that would make it easier to reinforce the narrative of white success and black failure. And if our failure was our fault, then white people wouldn't have any responsibility to make change.
I hear you, man.
So you mentioned, you know, I love the scenes where Dre and Bo are on the same page about parenting, and you mentioned that moment where they're gleefully punishing Jack and Diane. What are some of your types of favorite scenes to play together? You know, because you do so many different types of, you know, interactions.
All the scenes.
Yeah, it's really hard. We get asked this question a lot, and any scene that I'm in with Tracee is a great scene.
There are things that I can do in the safety of working with Anthony that I never got to experience as an actor before. I feel like I can fly, and we just dance. Like it does not feel like work. We both have a very similar style of learning lines and sort of getting in it. So we both kind of enter the work in the same way. And it just makes it seamless. It's just really fun. This is our 8th year working together, and it just gets better. And it's also, our crew has been the same. So there's a real sense of safety and ease here that I am so grateful for.
There's a great sense of trust and empowerment working alongside Tracee, just knowing that there's a fearfulness where there isn't a fear of falling, there isn't a fear of taking the leap because you may fall. You just know that, or I know that she has my back no matter where I go in the scene, and she knows that I have her back no matter where we go.
And we also get to play. So like both of us improv, and we are pretty good at not breaking. Like we stay in the scene. It's such a pet peeve of mine when you have such a good improv and somebody breaks and they like ruin the scene.
And it ruins it.
Oh my God. But Anthony and I will stick with it. And we'll just stay to the point that, like, honestly, it's when to somebody say cut, I don't know, because we're going for weeks back and forth. Yeah, it's so fun. Apparently Kenya said he saw my audition tape recently. The chemistry was there from the beginning, but I think the relationship, the rapport, and the sense of safety has just grown.
15 years ago, we hosted an award show.
Yeah.
And
I hated him.
She hated my guts.
Like, literally.
I had no idea.
I literally had a resentment. He did something while we were working. I thought it was totally inappropriate. And it was totally, he was drunk.
I made a fart joke!
He made a fart joke at my expense on stage, and I was like, not appropriate. I don't know you that well. What are you thinking? And I held this resentment forever. And then I was like, Anthony Anderson. And now look, I love this man. This man is like the best TV husband ever.
Yeah, thank you. But for close to, you probably didn't tell me about this until almost second season.
No, it was serious. I held a grudge.
She brought in pictures of us at the end of the night at the award show that we hosted.
And he has his arms
and
around her.
And I have my arm around her, and she has the look of disgust and her hand over my hand like, get off of me. But she smiled before the camera like this.
It is the best photo.
It's like sheer disgust on her face. And for the longest time, I had no idea.
You had no idea. But, you know, it's such a testament because how did I describe you first season? Anthony, you're not like that anymore, though. No, you're
I've
not.
matured.
No, Anthony's grown up so much. There's no. We both have. We both have. We have a. That's hilarious.
And what's crazy, we started this moment in this conversation about Kenya seeing your audition tape just recently.
Oh my God.
She walked into the room, and there again. I'm thinking Tracee Ellis Ross has loved me for the last 15 years because I have nothing but love and adoration for her. She walked in, and there was just an instant connection.
Oh, yeah.
Between us.
It was magic.
No, it was. Very, very magical. The auditions that we were having were on Valentine's Day.
Agreed.
I brought a rose for every actress that was auditioning on Valentine's Day.
Which made my eyes roll, by the way. I was like, oh, my God.
I brought a rose to them. We gave a rose to them. Tracee came in 3/4 of the way through the audition. And after she auditioned, we gave her no notes. We had 2 scenes, maybe 3.
Which never made it into the show, by the way.
And gave her no notes on anything, and this was the only thing I said to her. Go outside and tell those other women they can go home because the role is yours.
'Tis true.
Maybe you're right, babe. Thank you.
You're welcome. I love you.
I love you too.
No.
You didn't even let me get it out.
I know, because I can hear what you're thinking.
Okay, well, I'm just gonna do it.
No!
So you both had your own shows in TV shows in the early 2000s when TV was much more sort of obviously segregated in that the black shows were on like WB and UPN. And for you guys, what would you say are the positive changes you've seen in the industry since then? And what would you still like to see?
More people of color being able to tell their stories. At one point, you know, you had the 5 networks or whatever. Now there's 200-300 channels in order for us to look at for us to look at television and see content. And you know, Tracee and I stepping into producerial roles and giving other people opportunities to tell their stories and have these experiences that we've experienced for the last 8 years now. And also being able to promote from within. You know, we've had our ADs come on to be directors, and everybody our
set
PAs
are in the writers'
are
room.
now head writers on our show, or so you know, just things like that. So those are the changes that we are somewhat responsible for, and the changes that we've seen, and there's still more to come.
I think there's been a shift in the landscape, and what is happening right now, I hope stays, because we've seen these waves before. And it's not even that I hope stays, they've got to stay. Like, it's enough already. I also feel like the diversity, equity, and inclusion, the equity part, That's where the fundamental change occurs in the industry. And we saw the report from the McKinsey report. There is a real shift that needs to, a conscious shift. People actually reaching outside of their comfort zone and in their blind spots and making changes in all areas of this industry, or it will take 95 years for us to get to the place of equity, which is equity and safety and all of that for people of color. So there's all the different areas. I agree with Anthony. It's the storytelling. It's having different stories told so that television and content actually reflects the world that we live in. And I think, you know, Blackish and now Anthony and I and Kayla and Yara moving on to be content creators and producers in that sense makes a big difference. But also it's all of the different roles, like and making sure that there's transparency about what those roles are so that people, the pipeline into this industry can change and become more robust.
And finally, you know, you're on production now, the 8th and final season. I know you don't want to spoil anything, but can you tease a little bit for fans of what they can expect when the show returns?
Barack Obama will not be on an episode. Sorry.
That's the way he sneezes, by the way.
We tried. Yes. Barack Obama!
God bless you.
Thank you.
Yes, that's all the time. No, I don't think we can tease anything.
No, we can't.
No, that's the whole point.
That's the whole point of making you tune in.
You'll see a lot more of this.
A lot more of those cute faces. All right.
Yes.
Excellent. Well, I am so thrilled to talk to you. It's been so much fun.
I'm so glad. This was so much fun. I haven't had an Anthony interview in so long where we're together.
No,
we're in the same box.
In the same box. Well, thank you again, and congratulations, and good luck at the Emmys. And
thank you so much.
Thank you. Everybody watching, please vote for these people and this show that we're on. That's all I'm going to say. Please. It's our last season.